Hello, my friends. Another month has come and gone, and we are now entering March 2026. And you know what that means? It's time to dive into my February reading recap, the books I read, and my thoughts on them. So let's jump right in. February is a pretty decent reading month for me. I ended up finishing 5 books, and I believe I read about 2,100 pages, which is pretty good. Pretty decent. So let's dive into the books that I completed and my thoughts on them. First book that I completed was a reread of A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. So the entire ACOTAR series is basically like a 5 or 6-star read for me. I love the ACOTAR series. This was my first reread of the series. And so coming back and getting to, conclude with Nesta and Cassian's story, it was inspiring. I will say that I'm on my own health and fitness journey right now, and Nesta's workout journey was very inspiring to me. I was like, if Nesta can work out even if she doesn't feel like it, then I can work out even if I don't feel like it. If Nesta can be sore, I can be sore. And so my advice to you is if you're wanting to get into like a health and fitness journey, you want to work out more, read Silver Flames. Because you're going to read that and be like, if Lady Death is working out, why am I not? Overall, would I recommend this book? Yes, absolutely. I would recommend the entire ACOTAR series if you haven't read it yet. And it was just as good on the reread. The next book that we completed was an audiobook, and that was Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. And Daisy Darker, it basically follows a family, the Darker family, as they get together on this little house on this little island for their grandmother's 80th birthday. And it follows that over the course of the night as they're stuck on this tiny island, one by one by one by one, the Darker family members start to meet untimely demises. I have so far completed 2 Alice Feeney books, Beautiful Ugly and now Daisy Darker. I love her writing. I think she's an incredible thriller author. She's great at writing twists. She's great at writing stories that will literally make your jaw drop. If you're looking for a really great thriller, I would definitely recommend Daisy Darker. We ended up rating that one 4.5 stars. And the only reason it didn't get the 5-star is because my husband was able to guess one of the big twists. The next book that I completed was Reckless by Elsie Silver. And this is the 4th book in the Chestnut Springs series. And it follows Theo Silva and Winter Hamilton. I love this book. I loved this book. This was a 5-star read for me. I was so taken by the charm of the relationship, the natural deepening of the relationship, Winter's self-growth, and her, beginning to kind of recognize that she's deserving of love and good things. Theo Silva. He is the blueprint, the absolute blueprint. And I know that people have a lot of thoughts and opinions on the accidental pregnancy trope. I love it. Sue me. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And I think it's just because in my core, I just love seeing these couples become a family, not just a couple. And that was so beautifully done in this book. And like I said, 5 stars. I would highly recommend this one for sure. The next book I completed after that was Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the final book in the Chestnut Springs series, and it concludes with the story of Beau and Bailey. And this one was kind of a miss for me. I ended up rating this 3 stars. This book features a fake engagement, an age gap, and I just didn't think that either was done particularly well. I found both Beau and Bailey to be quite immature and difficult to read at different points in the book, which I will give Bailey a pass because she's 22, but Beau, you're 35 years old. I'm not giving you a pass. This book also, in my opinion, dealt with a lot of really deep, intense topics like PTSD, alcohol dependence, family abuse, that kind of thing. And I felt like it wasn't really explored in a good way. I think it was kind of rushed, in my opinion. Overall, would I recommend this book? Yeah, because I would recommend the rest of the Chestnut Springs series And I don't really know how you could read books 1 through 4 and not read book 5. But if you're someone who can do that, then probably not. So this is a solid maybe, I would say. And the final book that I completed this month was Betting on You by Lynn Painter. So this is a young adult romance book. It follows Charlie and Bailey. If I had a nickel for every time I read a book about a female main character named Bailey who's in an emotionally manipulative relationship, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice, right? Especially back to back. So this follows Charlie and Bailey, and they are 17 years old. There is also a fake dating trope in this book. And unfortunately, this book was also a miss for me. I ended up rating this book 2.5 stars. I found that, in my opinion, I didn't care for any of the characters aside from Bailey. I certainly didn't care for Charlie. I found him to be a huge red flag, very emotionally manipulative. I did not want them to be together. I thought Bailey deserved better. This also deals with, being the child of parents who are divorced who are then dating other people. And I felt like a lot of the things that Bailey and Charlie experienced from their parents dating was not great. And overall, I felt like the relationship between Charlie and Bailey, because this is a YA book, I feel like this is not what I would want to be teaching young girls about what to expect and hope for in relationships. Would I recommend this book? No. No, which is unfortunate because I've so far been only 1 out of 3 Lynn Painter books that I really liked. But that is my recap. The month started out really strong. I mean, at the beginning of the month, we had 5-star, 4.5-star, and 5-star. And then the books I finished in the latter half of the month were a little bit more disappointing. But you win some, you lose some. Here's hoping for an even better, more consistently 5-star March. I want to know what your favorite book was in the month of February. If you had a 5-star, if you had a book that blew your socks off, I would love to hear about that. And if you're feeling spicy, let me know what your least favorite book of the month was. Here's hoping for a great reading month in March. I'll talk to you guys later.